The Gamecocks are taking on the Illinois Illini in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. And I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. What is up, everybody? It's your boy SECFT here, back with another video for you guys today. Before I begin talking about this, I want to say I am sorry that I am a week late with this video. I've been really busy with work and everything. I just haven't had the time to really produce as much content as I have before because of the job. It's a good job, but, everything's a lot busier when you had to, work for a living, so. And also, another thing I want to say before we begin is thank you guys so much for watching. Welcome to the channel. If you are a South Carolina fan like me and you love what I do here, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, as I'm trying really hard to rebuild this channel after it got hacked and deleted a couple years ago, and all the support in the world would really help with that. But anyways, South Carolina is in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl against the Illinois Illini. The Gamecocks right now, as it stands, are a 10-point favorite. And this game is one that South Carolina is actually very familiar with, just under a different name. Who remembers when this was called the Capital One Bowl? South Carolina, we all know the history with that. And I do want to say something real quick. I know there's a lot of South Carolina fans who are very frustrated and very disappointed with the committee. I am too. I wholeheartedly believe that this football team is one of the best 12 in the country, and they deserve to get in the playoffs. Because if you've watched even a second of South Carolina football since the Alabama loss, you can tell how good this team really is. And I get it, guys. I'm very frustrated too, but I will say this. I'm actually happy to be here. I am. The Citrus Bowl is not a meaningless bowl game like all your rivals are going to try to convince you, saying, ha, you didn't make the playoffs. Have fun in the meaningless Citrus Bowl. Ha, y'all suck. It's not a playoff, but I'll tell you what. Remember the feeling last year around this time when South Carolina was coming off of a 5-7 season? Things were not going good. Everyone was talking about how the future looked very bad for South Carolina football and how Shane Beamer could be in his last days. Is this the last season? All that talk. And South Carolina went 9-3. They went 9-3. And they're the hottest team in college football to close out the season. And they have a shot to get their 10th win of the season. Any real South Carolina fan out there would take this any day of the week. You have a chance for a 10-win season. It would only be the 5th time that's happened in program history. So anytime South Carolina has a chance to do that, it's big. You're talking about a football program that historically hasn't had a lot of success and definitely hasn't had a lot of 10-win seasons. You got a shot to do that, guys. It's a big deal for this football program. I don't know a single Gamecock that wouldn't take a 10-3 season. I don't know a single real South Carolina fan that would not take a 10-3 season. I would. Of course, every Gamecock fan would love to be in the playoffs. Of course. But I would take a 10-3 season too. You have to look at the positive side of things as well. Now, this South Carolina team was in the Citrus Bowl. When coming into the season, a lot of people didn't have South Carolina making a bowl game. South Carolina was doubted and written off by almost everyone before the season and after the Old Dominion game, and they proved everyone wrong. So, yeah, I am happy to be here right now, and I will tell you what. Illinois is not a cakewalk. They are not. However, South Carolina is going to be a huge challenge for them. You look at the only 2 ranked teams they played. Now, to be fair, they were top 10 teams. They were really good teams in Penn State and Oregon. But they got blown out in each of those games. Against Penn State, it was 21-7. Against Oregon, 38-9. And they also lost to Minnesota, who's not a bad team, but not on the level of South Carolina. South Carolina, on the other hand, they've been on a 6-game winning streak, and 4 of which were against ranked teams. Top 10 A&M at home. Blasted them. Blasted a top 25 Vandy team on the road. Beat Missouri. And they beat Clemson, who is in the playoffs over South Carolina. You just look at these 2 teams head to head, and this is no disrespect to Illinois. Illinois is a good football team. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. A lot of people forget right now, the Citrus Bowl, right now, is the next best game to the playoffs. This team is very capable of giving South Carolina fits, but right now, head-to-head, South Carolina looks like the much better football team. And if South Carolina can limit the defensive opt-outs, Kyle Kennard, bless his soul, he did opt out for the season. I will say thank you, Kyle Kennard, for everything you've done. This guy was an absolute beast and a treasure for South Carolina. And he'll be remembered forever as a Gamecock great. But if South Carolina can limit the opt-outs, especially on the defensive front, I do think South Carolina will be able to outlast Illinois. Luke Altmaier, though. I hope I said that last name right. I'm not the best with last names, guys. But Luke Altmaier, very solid quarterback. And I'll tell you what, this quarterback duel between Luke Altmaier and Lenore Sellers is going to be really fun to watch. And Luke Altmaier, he actually began his career in the SEC playing for Ole Miss. So he is familiar with SEC. He's thrown for 21 touchdowns, but he's also been sacked 31 times. And a top receiver for Illinois, Pat Bryant, has opted out. I think South Carolina has a pretty good advantage in the line of scrimmage. South Carolina, second best pass rush in the SEC. One of the greatest defenses in all of college football. They could be a little, at times, but overall, it's a very good defense. And, of course, South Carolina with Lenore Sellers, a legendary player who has won many games this year for South Carolina. He continues to get better. He's gonna be a contender next year, folks. I strongly believe that. I think South Carolina has a good advantage over Illinois, but I'll tell you what, Illinois, they can move and they can play. You're gonna have to score in this game to beat the Illini. We all used to make fun of Illinois. We all used to scoff at them when we see them. That little 2 and 3 win, 14-win team every year. They were a thank God we're not. Guys, South Carolina hasn't been very good in the last decade, except for this year in 2022. But even then, Illinois was a thank God we're not to us. They're not that anymore. They are not that anymore. Illinois, they're a dangerous, good football team, and they can beat you if you are not careful. South Carolina, they need to show up here with a will to win. If anything else, play to stick it to the playoff committee. Show them that they made a mistake. Prove it to them. Go out and beat Illinois. You can, and honestly should, win this football game. Illinois is going to be tough. They're going to give you headaches. But South Carolina is the better football team. Especially as of late. This is a big chance for you to make a statement. You'll be 10-3. It'll be a massive recruiting pitch. Hey guys, come over here and come play with Lenore Sellers and let's get into the playoffs next year. Let's do things that has never been done in the history of this program. Because I'll tell you what, the future of this football program is so freaking bright. You got a young, incredible freshman quarterback who is going to be on a Heisman radar next year. You got a great, hungry head coach who is winning, who has an amazing culture. The players believe in him. Who wouldn't want to play for a team like that? And on top of that all, you win this game, you got 10 wins. You can say to the world, hey, South Carolina, we're not that laughing stock anymore. We're not that 6-7, 5-win team that you're all used to looking and laughing at. No, we're different. You got a chance to tell that to the whole college football world. Make a statement. Make a statement to the committee. Make a statement to the college football world. Beat Illinois. Guys, I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be a good football game. Illinois, good team. South Carolina, good team. Both teams responded very well to frustrating, disappointing seasons last year. And now they meet for the first time in school history. Both for a chance to get to 10 wins. And that would be massive for both programs. Again, we just talked about what everyone's used to when they see Illinois and South Carolina. It'd be massive for both of these programs to get to 10 wins. Brett Bielema, I hope I said that name right. Again, guys, I'm not the best with last names. But he's done a really phenomenal job at Illinois. He's turned that program into a very respectable football team. Illinois used to be looked at as the cupcake of the Big Ten. One of the cupcakes in college football, along with Kansas, Rutgers, Georgia Tech, Vandy, and for a little bit, Oregon State was in that list too. Illinois is a different team and program, guys. You gotta tip the cap. And so is South Carolina. Gotta tip the cap. I love where Illinois as a football program is heading. And I will tell you, there's a couple of things I actually like about Illinois. I like Oski Wow Wow. I like that song. I can't help it. I really like that song. I hope I don't hear it a single time during New Year's Eve, but I do like the song. I'm excited for this football game. I think it's a great opportunity for South Carolina. You know, you'll get 10 wins for only the 5th time in school history. I remember a few years ago dreaming of 10-win seasons, guys. Dreaming of being back in the Spurrier days, getting 10 wins, getting 11 wins. Got a shot to do it. What do you do with it, South Carolina? I believe you're the better team. Stick it to the committee. Stick it to everyone and beat the hell out of Illinois. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll have another video about this coming in. I'll look at more stats and everything in the next video. And I look forward to that one. So guys, again, if you're new here and you like what I do, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I'm trying to build this channel up more and more, trying to stay more consistent despite the job that is holding me back a little bit. And I would appreciate any support along the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Go Gamecocks, and I'll see you guys later. And now I'm going to go stuff my face with a bunch of delicious citrus fruits and Cheez-Its.